What's up, my friend? Welcome back to a brand new video. So today we're taking a look at another track from my Christmas album. This will be a complete Logic session breakdown of the arrangement. And the track I want to share with you today is called Christmas Tree, We've Missed You. It is the second track from the album, and it is a jazz waltz ballad. So I kind of wanted to change pace a little bit from the first video we did, first breakdown we did from Sleigh Bells. That was an up-tempo big band number. This one is a lot slower and heavily inspired by Michael Bublé's cover of It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas, which I used as sort of a reference track. So anyway, with that being said, I want to play through the entire track for you just so you can get a sense of what it sounds like, and then we can break down the individual instruments and the sections to kind of walk through the way I thought about the instrumentation and the orchestration. And of course, at any point, if you want to check out my complete composing process, how I make music from start to finish, then I want to give you free access to my workshop called the Complete Composer's Framework. It walks through step-by-step how I think about making music from the very first idea, how I produce and orchestrate in Logic and my DAW, how I think about the 4-step orchestration process to literally go from that initial, those notes to fully fleshed out instruments, and then how I mix and master those instruments to a completed final track. And all of that is in this on-demand free workshop you can access down below in the description as a gift for watching this video today. So yeah, with that being said, let's kind of dive into it. Let's play the track from scratch, and then we will talk about it. So here we go.
The season of giving, the beauty of living, our favorite time of year. The pine decorated, the room captivated, it draws our family near. Christmas tree, we've missed you, your magic fills the air. Gathered by the open fire, sweet memories we share. Christmas tree, we've missed you, your light surrounds our home, embracing us in sparkling white, a warm nostalgic glow. Every night we see you shine and celebrate new life, praying for a world of peace, our hearts unite with time. Christmas tree, we've missed you and all the joy you bring. Presents lie beneath the pine, we hear the church bells ring. Christmas tree, we've missed you, you make our dreams come true. Santa grants a child's wish while we enjoy the view. Celebrate new life, praying for a world of peace, our hearts unite with time. Christmas tree, we've missed you, you make our dreams come true. embracing us in sparkling white, a warm nostalgic glow.
All right, so there it is. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, you can tell it's quite slow, obviously. It's a ballad, and I kind of wanted to go for something very comforting and almost nostalgic. A lot of this album was inspired by easy listening classics and, the artists of crooners like Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, Michael Bublé, of course, and a few others too. But I've always really liked the more traditional sound of the holiday tunes. I think a lot of holiday music today is very pop and hip hop, R&B based, which is a different color, but there's something about an orchestra or the way acoustic instruments make me feel with more jazzy chord progressions and more sticky melodies that really appeals to me. So I kind of wanted to try for that here in this record and in this song specifically. So let me quickly just walk through here the way I thought about the instrumentation and the different sections here. So for the intro, I mean, I really love Michael Bublé's cover of Grown Up Christmas List as well. If you don't know that one, definitely check that one out. But it starts with a really beautiful piano sound. And so I wanted to start with that. Sort of just like a solo piano. But in the background, I also wanted a little bit of a hazy top end. And so that's where I brought in the CSS harmonic. And then the second half of the intro, I transitioned to the regular legato sustains, as well bringing in the violins down to the violas demure from struts of sampling. Really beautiful sounds there. So if I just soloed that up, the second half here with these strings, it sounds like this. And these are basically with a mute on as well, I believe, so it has a slightly thinner, more intimate sound to them. And then just to round it out, I also included some choir and woodwinds here as well. Right, and then with the strings. Right. So basically the strings are setting up the majority of the foundation there, and then the woodwinds are just adding a bit of extra color to lighten it up a little bit and make it more interesting. Now, the way I wanted to structure this entire intro, so you can consider this the instrumental intro, but I also have a little passage here of singing intro as well. And where the waltz actually comes in with the drums, that's what I consider the A section. So this I would still consider part of the intro, but just, a sung intro.
The season
Again, keeping it very simple,
the beauty of
just piano and singing.
Our favorite time of year. The pine decorated, the room captivated.
And now here, for the last two chords, I'm bringing in the low strings, violas and cellos, and then a clarinet as well. And we pause for a second before the drums and guitar come in.
Christmas tree, we've missed you.
So the drums are playing this waltzy brushed pattern. And then the guitar is playing those mid-range chords, sort of doubling what the piano's doing. And then, of course, to round out the rhythm section, we have the electric bass. I could have used a double bass as well, like for pizzicatos and stuff, but I kind of wanted the more modern sound of the electric bass. And then I brought in the strum guitar from Orange Tree Samples, just to add a bit more body to the guitar sound. So that's basically the arrangement. It's very, very simple, right? An addition with the vocals. Then the second half, I also wanted to bring in the strings here, just to add some texture in the middle range. Cellos here. So you can see the instrumentation doesn't really change here in the B section. But what I did was actually add in a wind effect, as you can see here. I just really like the wind sound that I kind of got from layering these two wind sounds together. Sounds like this. So it's like a, you know, a blowy, cold Christmas night, just kind of ending or adding a bit of atmosphere to the arrangement. And initially, I was actually going to add in this fireplace crackle, which sounds like this. It's very quiet, but right. And I found that though, unfortunately, it was adding so much crackle. Even when I was turning it down, it was still kind of noticeable, where it almost sounded like pops and clicks, like distortion. So I decided just to turn that off. And then back to the A section here, and bringing in the strings in here.
And all the joy you bring.
So now we have the solo cello, adding up some intimacy, and then followed by violins, just to warm it up even further and go higher.
Christmas tree, we've missed you. You make our dreams come true. Santa grants a child's wish.
Now we kind of make our way to the instrumental portion, which is something I always like to do with these types of songs. So here we have the soaring strings from musical sampling, doubled with CSS at the same time. The woodwinds kind of took over there for the second half of this theme. Then we have a really quick little guitar solo there. Using some plugins on there, as you can see. So the guitar finishes there, it's solo, and then the strings kind of come down with it. Now the voice returns.
We see you shine and celebrate new life.
And this little section here, this moment, I really like because the voice is holding a longer note.
Every night we see you
Shine on the word shine, and then the second half, life is also longer as well, right? So because these notes are a little bit longer, I kind of wanted to give the rest of the orchestra a bit more to do there.
Every night
you can tell they're building up, and then there we have the violins kind of soaring up, da 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 da. And that line very specifically was one I heard even before I started orchestrating this thing. I was like, okay, I really want the violins to play that lick, and then the one right after that as well, da 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 da. I wanted them to play both of those licks, you know, here in the final product. So I had this counter melody thing, basically interact with the woodwinds. Right, the oboe and the clarinet sort of respond. And then they kind of play chords together. So that's the thing about those higher instruments. It's like if you give them more individual lines, then they're going to be a bit more present in the mix because we tend to hear higher things a bit easier in the first place. So yeah, I really liked how that turned out. And then for this final 5/7 flat 9 chord, just wanted to hold it for a second, let the energy die, and then we round it out with just vocals and piano.
You make our dreams come true.
Now the second half, we bring in the strings very subtly,
Embracing us in sparkling white, a warm nostalgia.
and then for the very final chord, we have not just strings but also the woodwinds and the choir and a harp glissando ad-lib. So just instruments sound like this. Bass, of course, outlining the bottom, choir doing the middle with the 5th and the 7th, and then the bassoon and flute kind of playing chord tones in there as well. But I just wanted a really, really warm sound to finish, and I think with the combo of those instruments and sort of that voicing, it kind of works out. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Basically, this arrangement is quite sparse overall, as you can tell. Even the vocal parts, it really is just one lead line, one lead vocal part, and then a little bit of harmony there when the instrumental finishes. And then, a lot of this other stuff is just textural. So we have the wind that comes in here and there. The drums and the guitar sort of outline the basis of the rhythmic section, along with the electric bass and the piano, of course. The piano being sort of like the main mid-range instrument that carries the whole arrangement. And then everything else, the strings, the woodwinds, the French horn, those are sort of to add color and body to the chords. But aside from that, it's really not too complicated. I really like using harp as well for little transition moments or adding some delicate plucks here and there. But you can see I really didn't overuse it, or I try not to use it too much to muddy up the arrangement more than it had to. So yeah, that's the overall idea, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions about it. And yeah, if you want to check out my complete composing process once again and see how I create music from start to finish, then I'd invite you to check out my free workshop down below in the description called the Complete Composer's Framework. Again, it will walk through step by step how I think about composing, orchestrating, mixing, and mastering, and finally releasing a piece of music into the world. It's very practical, very didactic, and I think it will add a lot of value to you if you haven't checked it out yet. So again, that's down below. You can grab it for free anytime you like, and it's a gift for checking out this video today. So thank you again for watching. I'll catch you in the next one, and I'll see you very soon. Take care.